Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a rematch against Cairo from battle number 3, my real-life friend and Pokemon rival. And as you can see, he brought a very powerful and intimidating team. A lot of huge threats on there, so this is going to be no easy task for me. This was actually an incredibly competitive match, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So, looking at his team, I was thinking he might want to lead off with the Landorus. That is usually a pretty popular lead. So I actually end up leading with my Scissor, the Claw, as he actually ends up leading off with his Magearna instead. So I am going to go straight for the Mega Evolution into Mega Scissor. And I decide just to go for a Bullet Punch right out of the gate just to get some damage, see how much that's going to do. And that actually takes him down by about a third, so that was pretty good, as he's going to go for the Volt Switch on me, which is going to take me down by about a third as well. And of course he gets the mandatory switch, so he is going to come in with the Landorus now. And he's going to get the Intimidate to lower my attack. So this turn, he is going to go for the Stealth Rock just to get the entry hazard set up on me. I was actually predicting a U-turn, expecting him to predict me to switch. So I actually just went for a Roost instead to put myself back up to full health. So this turn, I'm going to go for the switch. I'm not sure what he's going to want to do, but I feel I can take whatever he does nicely with my Hawlucha or Rey Mysterio. So I'm going to come in with that, take some damage from the rocks, and he's going to go for the Earthquake, so not going to do anything to me. I do get a free switch, which is nice. So this turn, I do outspeed him. I'm going to go for the High Jump Kick, again, predicting a switch on his side, knowing he can't do much to me. So that's going to take him down by about a third, and I am going to take some Rocky Helmet damage as he actually stayed in and goes for the knockoff, which is going to take me down a little below half. But it is also going to trip my Unburden ability since I did lose my item. So this turn, I'm going to take the opportunity to go for a Swords Dance to get a sharp attack increase, knowing that he can't do much to me, so trying to set up to do some big damage. He is going to go for the U-turn, which is not going to do much of anything at all, but it is going to give him the mandatory switch. So he's going to go ahead and come in with Greninja. So unfortunately, that is going to force me to switch out. I don't want him to take me out with the Water Shuriken and get the Battle Bond, which I assume he has. So I'm going to switch into my Gastrodon Gary as he does go for the Water Shuriken. So that is going to trip my Storm Drain actually to give me a special attack increase, and then I'm going to regain health with the leftovers. So that worked out pretty well for me. So this turn he has no choice but to switch out. Not much he can do to me, so he's going to come in with the Tapu Fini, and of course the Misty Surge is going to activate to set the battlefield up. I just went for a Scald just to get some damage on whatever he switched in, and a possible burn. That's not going to do too much damage, and unfortunately I don't get the burn. So he's then going to regain some health with the leftovers. So he's going to go for the Nature's Madness here. That is going to automatically half my HP, which kind of sucks. But I did stay in because I do carry Sludge Wave, so I'm going to go for that to get some damage. That's going to take him down to about a quarter, which was pretty nice. And then after that, we are both going to be regaining some health with the leftovers. So this turn, he's actually going to go for a Protect just to get another turn of leftovers, Recovery, Scout, see what I want to do. But I actually predicted either a switch or that, so I actually went for the Recover, which is going to put me all the way back up to full health, which is pretty nice. And then he's going to regain more health with the leftovers. So this turn, he is going to go for the switch. Not much else he can do to me, I guess, and he doesn't want to lose the Fini, so he's going to come in with the Landorus, get the Intimidate to lower my attack, but it doesn't matter since I am a special attacker. And again, I was anticipating a switch, so I actually go for the Scald, and that is going to be enough to get rid of the Landorus, which is a big threat out of the way, and that's going to take him down to 5 Pokemon. So then he's going to come in with the Magearna, and I'm going to switch out here. I know these things can carry grass moves, so I don't want to take a chance that he might have that. So I'm going to come back in with my Hawlucha, basically as fodder. I'm going to take damage from the rocks, and then he is going to go for the Energy Ball, which is going to be enough to finish my Hawlucha off and tie the battle up at 5 Pokemon apiece. And then unfortunately he is going to get the Soul Heart to activate to raise his special attack, and that's going to be it for the Misty Terrain. So then I'm going to come in with my Incineroar, and I'm going to take some damage from the rocks. And of course that is going to force him to switch. He doesn't want to get taken out with a fire move, so he's going to come back in with the Tapu Fini, predicting that. And he's going to get the Misty Surge to set up the battlefield once again. I did go for the Flare Blitz here, so unfortunately he is just barely going to survive that with like 1 health, which is pretty bad. I'm going to take some damage from the Recoil and the Life Orb, and then he's going to regain some health with the leftovers. So this turn I'm going to go for the switch. I'm not sure who's going to outspeed who here, and I don't want to risk losing my Incineroar, so I'm going to switch back into my Gastrodon, hoping that he might go for a water move, but he actually predicted the switch, so he's just going to go for the Nature's Madness again instead, which is going to automatically half my attack, or my HP I should say, and then we are both again going to regain some health with the leftovers. So this turn, he is actually going to go for the taunt, predicting the recover on my side, which was actually a good play because I did go for the recover. So unfortunately, he got me there. I'm not going to be able to do anything this turn. And then we are both just going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So this turn he is going to go for the Protect once again to get another turn of leftovers recovery, and also scout me. I just went for a Scald, actually predicting a switch on his side, so not going to do anything there. And then we are both going to regain more health with the leftovers. So this turn, he is actually going to go for the switch once again, and this time he is going to switch back into his Magearna, which is unfortunate because I actually went for the Sludge Wave, predicting him to stay in, so he did get me there. He gets a free switch, but I am going to regain some health with the leftovers, and that's going to be it for my taunt as well as the Misty Terrain. So, I have no choice but to switch out here. I don't want to get taken out with the Energy Ball, so I'm going to come in with my Goodra, predicting that. I'm going to take some damage from the rocks, but he actually, again, anticipated a switch, made a risky play, and went for the Volt Switch instead, so that's not going to do much of anything to me at all, but it is going to give him the mandatory switch once again. So he is going to switch back into his Tapu Fini, and again, set up the Misty Terrain with the Misty Surge there. And then he is going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So he is going to go for the Protect this turn, again, just to gain another turn of leftovers recovery and scout me as well. I just went straight away for a Thunderbolt, so I'm not going to do anything there. And then he's going to regain more health with the leftovers. So this Fini is becoming a real problem for me. It was almost dead, and now it's back up to almost half health again, so that is really unfortunate for me. So this turn I am going to go for a switch back into my Gastrodon, actually predicting the Nature's Madness. Going to take some damage from the rocks, and he does go for it, so that was fortunate, so I don't get hit quite as badly as I would have if I would have left the Goodra in. So then we are both going to regain more health with the leftovers. So this turn he is going to go for the switch yet again, and this time he's going to switch into his Hoopa Unbound, as I did predict the switch, so I went for the Sludge Wave. So that is going to only take him down by about a quarter, so not too much, and then I'm going to regain some health with the leftovers again. So I'm going to go for the switch here. There's not much more I can do to this thing. I don't want to get taken out by the Hoopa, so I'm going to come in with my Tapu Lele, and I'm going to get my Psychic Surge to set up the Psychic terrain on the battlefield. He's going to go for the Dark Pulse on me, which is going to take me down to about a quarter, but I do survive. And this turn, I am Choice Scarfed, so I am going to be able to outspeed him, go for a Moonblast, and that is going to be enough to take out the Hoopa, which is really nice. That those things hit really hard, so that is going to bring him down to 4 Pokemon. So then he's going to come in with his Mawile and get the Intimidate to lower my attack. So he is actually going to switch out here, predicting a switch on my side, I would imagine. So he's going to come back in with the Tapu Fini, and he is going to get the Misty Surge to set the Misty terrain on the battlefield again. I actually stayed in and went for a Moonblast, so that is going to drop his Fini into the red, and I do get the special attack drop, which was nice. But he is going to regain more health with the leftovers. So, again, this turn, he's going to go for a Protect, again, to try and scout me and gain more leftovers recovery. I just went for the Moonblast again, since I am Choice Scarfed into that, so I'm not going to do anything. And then he's going to regain even more health with the leftovers. So I'm actually going to go for the switch here, predicting either a Scald or a switch on his side. So I'm going to come back in with my Gastrodon, as he actually does go for a switch, but unfortunately for me, he switches into the Magearna, which is not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a switch into the Mawile, so I'm going to regain some health with my leftovers, and then, of course, I am going to have to switch out again here. I don't want to get taken out with the grass move, so I'm going to come in with my Scissor to try and absorb that. I'm going to take some damage from the rocks, and he actually goes for the Floor Cannon instead. And he actually even gets the crit with it, but still I am able to survive that with about a quarter of my health, and his special attack is going to be harshly decreased from that. So this turn I am going to go for the Roost. I really want to try and preserve my Scissor here, so I'm going to put myself back up to about 3/4 health with that, as he actually just goes for the Volt Switch, which is going to take me back down to a little more than half and give him the mandatory switch yet again. So he's going to come back in with his Mawile, and he is going to get the Intimidate to lower my attack. And that's going to be it for the Misty Terrain yet again. So I'm going to go for another Roost here, just to put myself back up to full health. I'm not really sure what he's planning, but I do want to heal up my Scissor. So he actually just goes for the Iron Head, predicting a switch on my side, so that's not going to do much of anything at all to me. So that worked out pretty nicely for me. So this turn I am going to have to switch. There's not much I can do to this thing with an Intimidated Scissor, so I'm going to come back in with my Incineroar Cane, as he actually goes for the Fire Fang this time, anticipating me to stay in. So not going to do too much there, so that was pretty nice. So this turn he is going to go for the switch, predicting the fire move again on my side. He's going to come in with the Greninja this time, and I actually went for the Earthquake instead, just in case he decided to switch. So that is going to drop him down to about 1/4, and I am going to lose some HP from the Life Orb. So unfortunately this turn I'm starting to run out of switch options, so I kind of just have to stay in and hope for the best. He's going to go for the Dark Pulse, which is going to be enough to take me out, which is unfortunately going to activate his Battle Bond. So that is going to transform his Greninja into Ash Greninja, which is of course an even bigger threat. So that is not good at all. So this turn I'm going to come back in with my Gastrodon. My thought process here was I was hoping to survive an attack from him long enough to get a recover off, but he goes for the Dark Pulse, and that is actually enough to just finish me off, which is extremely unfortunate. That is going to drop me down to 3 Pokemon and give him the lead. So then I'm going to come back in with my Tapu Lele, take some damage from the rocks, and get the Psychic Surge to set the Psychic Terrain back up on the battlefield. So he is going to go for the switch here. He doesn't want to get taken out, so he is going to come in with his Magearna, as I just did go for the Moonblast. So that's not going to do too much of anything at all to him. But I do get the special attack drop, which is pretty decent. So I'm going to stay in here and go for another Moonblast. Again, I am choice scarfed into the Moonblast, and there was no point in switching here because I know I can't survive another switch in on the Stealth Rock. I actually get another special attack drop, which was pretty nice. He's going to go for the Volt Switch, but unfortunately, even so, that is still enough to finish me off. And drop me down to 2 Pokemon. It is going to activate his Soul Heart, but it doesn't matter because he has to mandatory switch. So he's going to come back in with his Greninja. So I'm in turn going to come back in with my Goodra to try and wall him off here. I am very specially defensive, max special defense actually with an Assault Vest. So he actually goes for the U-turn here, probably knowing that. So he's going to take me down a little below half and get the mandatory switch back into the Magearna. And I actually went for the Thunderbolt. So that is going to take him into the red, but he does survive. So fortunately for me, I do outspeed this Magearna, so I am just going to go for the Flamethrower here, and that is going to be enough to finish that off and drop him down to 3 Pokemon, so that was good for me. So then he is going to come back in with the Greninja, and he's going to go for the Dark Pulse here, trying to take me out. It's probably his best move. I do survive that with 21 health, but unfortunately, he actually gets the flinch, which was extremely unfortunate. That pretty much just seals the deal for him in this battle. It wasn't looking great for me to begin with, but that is pretty much the kiss of death. So that is another Dark Pulse is going to take my Goodra out and drop me to just 1 Pokemon, which is, of course, my Scizor. So I am going to come back in with that, take some damage from the rocks. And I'm just going to go for a Bullet Punch here, hoping it's going to be enough to take him out. It's all I can really do. So fortunately for me, that is enough to finish the Greninja off and drop him down to 2 Pokemon. But it's not really going to matter because he is going to come back in with his Mawile and get the Intimidate to lower my attack. So that's not good at all. He is going to go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Mawile. I suspect he was holding off on the Mega Evolution for a while, just so he could get the guaranteed Intimidates. So I have no choice here but to just go for a Bullet Punch to see how much damage I can get. And with the Intimidate, that's only going to take him down by about 1/4. And unfortunately for me, he's just going to go for the Fire Fang, which is obviously going to be enough to finish my Scizor off. And that is game. So I did end up losing this one to Cairo. It was a great match, very close, very competitive. A lot of great predictions on both sides, I would say. So we battle a lot. When you know somebody well from battling them a lot, you tend to get very competitive matches. So that was a great one. And I hope to have more battles with him in the future for you guys. So thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.